think it might be spring. I mean, it's not yet. We're not quite there yet as I record this, but it is lovely weather. Just a bit breezy today, which is why I'm inside the greenhouse with the window open. Luxury. Yeah, I'm gonna try and fix the heater controls today, because although I got the cables free moving in a previous video, I can't actually turn the heater off, because even with the dial turned to fully cold, the cable can move too much and it's not quite selecting. Luckily, because of comments on forums and on the YouTube videos, I now know what's wrong with it. I managed to find one on eBay, which is a little bit too expensive for me, but it showed me what was broken. And you see those metal clips there? I don't have those. And I have some broken plastic as well. So I'm not sure what's happened. I don't know when that happened. But we're going to try and fix that today in this video. We're also going to put one of these on, which is very important. You can get these in my Redbubble shop. Please do. There's links in the description below for that. And because I've got all this glass and I'm not using it. Okay, that's enough yammering on. Let's crack on and do something, I guess. This is going to be a challenge to record, because I need you to be here so you can see what's happening, but this is also where I need to be. If I put you in the tripod, that's the view you'll get. We'll do our best. First thing is to get the ashtray out, which I do need to clean it. I've emptied it, but I've not cleaned it. Yeah, how do I do that one again? You'll have to excuse the gardening noises in the background. It's one of those days. Anyway, we've got the ignition on, and I just noticed something which is very cute. So with the headlights on, this lights up. It's a bit hard to see in this light, and in there's a little green filter so that it illuminates your ashtray. Because this piece comes out, and there's a green filter there, so that the light from the cigarette lighter shines through it. That's still not how this comes out. I can't remember how I do it. Figured it out. So we've got the ashtray up here, which you pull out, and then down there you've got one there and one there. You unscrew those, and then you can take the whole unit out. And then we can get to this one up here. That's the two screws undone. You drop the bottom out. And this bit here hooks into the top rail up here. I'm not going to unplug it, there's no need. Fan unit here, and then if you go underneath it, there's a screw. One of these type, just in the middle, and then there's a couple of, I can't show you them because you can't really see them, there's a couple of tabs up here and a couple down here that you sort of need to press, but you can also wiggle the plastics a little bit and it all comes out, and then this shoves into the dashboard. Don't bring it this way, push it in, and you don't need to take these knobs off either. There you go, a bit of flexing of this and this. It's all very plastic, and you can see the big slots here that this clips into, and then it pushes down into here. And I'll have to use both hands. You wiggle it out through this hole, and then hopefully we can see about fixing this. There we go, that's got it out. You do have to wiggle around the hazard light switch if you've not been able to get that disconnected. I still haven't figured that out, so I'm just working around it. And you can see here where it's broken. So there should be a plastic piece there, and there should be a metal clip. If I just pop up on the screen what that should look like as a quick reminder, you can see what we need to do, because what's happening is these outer sheaths here, they're not held down. So when you turn the dial, it just pulls the whole thing. The cable is free in the sheath, that's good. I'm hoping with some cable ties I can get enough pressure to hold these into this socket. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. Okay, a little bit of a fight to get this in, but I've got 2 cable ties as tight as I can, and wow, this is hard to do one-handed. Hang on. Right, apologies if the camera's a bit wobbly, I'm having to balance you in a really odd way, but I've got the cable sheath here as far through as it should be, and I've got 2 cable ties on there, and now when I operate the dial, that outer sheath isn't moving, but the inner sheath is, which is exactly what we want. So I think this will, at least short term, work. Obviously I'll clip the tail ends off. The way I'm doing it, you take the big end of the cable tie through that big hole there, and the small end, I can get hold of it, do the, this is very fiddly. There we go, small end through there, and I'll put 2 in like I did on the other one. And you make sure that the outer sheath is as far in as it can be on that housing, so that it holds it close enough. I'm sure you can see absolutely nothing while I'm doing this, I do apologise, but that's how these jobs go. And I can't remove this from the car, because if I remove this from the car I can't attach the cables. And I don't really want to dismantle everything to do this, I just want this working. That's 1 in. Just unseated a little bit. Right, all together, and oh, it's not perfect, that one's not as good. I'll have a fiddle with this off camera and see if I can just improve that a little bit. I probably can. Once again, you'll have to excuse the background noise if you can hear it, but we are cable tied in and trimmed, and now that outer sheath does not move, or at least no more than you want it to. I'll do this one. So I might be able to get some cold air out my vents, that would be nice. Now how long this fix lasts I couldn't say, I'm hoping it lasts a while. The ideal is to replace this entire unit, but the one that I saw second hand that didn't have this breakage was £100 plus postage, and I just can't justify that at the minute. Not if this works, because this was free. I've just noticed something. This bulb is dead. I don't know if I've got any spare ones of those. Let's find out. Might as well replace it while I've got everything apart. I can't imagine that's very easy to get to when it's all back in. This is the bulb I need. I know them as seed bulbs. And one trip to Halfords later, I've got one of these, and I know these from BX dashboards and the like. It's an expensive way to do it, but it means I can do it now instead of worrying about it now. As far as I remember, you can pull these bulbs out of these holders, and they are these bulbs. So I hope that's the case. I'm going to give it a go. I am not in luck today. They're very similar, but they're not the same, which is very annoying. So I'm going to have to order some of these because that's the wrong one. Well, after the disappointment of the Halfords thing, I was told about a company called Parker's, who are pretty local. I think they're a chain, I'm not sure. I'm not sponsored or anything by any of these companies, but they could furnish me with a bunch of bulbs. They're basically an old school motor factors, so they can do anything I'm after, which is great for running stuff like this. So I'm going to see if this bulb fixes it. I bought enough spares just in case the dashboard needs any more. Awkward angle time again. Yeah, the other thing is, obviously while I was running around trying to find somewhere that had the bulbs, I had this set to the cold, and I'm getting nice cold fresh air through my vents, so that fix has worked. So let's see if this has worked. Do it where you can see it. There we go. So that means my light panel here is all going to illuminate properly, so I'm going to pop that in there properly. Which is good, because I didn't even know that didn't work. I have to fight this all back in where it lives, without disturbing this repair. All back together, and best of all, they feel so much better than they did. They're not notchy, they move nice and smooth. Like this one has this little click. The timing. When I'm trying to record things, the timing. So, ignition is on. Now, I know that's still a noisy fan, but it's getting quieter with use, which is really good. I think it just needs use. But I don't have hot air coming out of here. Now, the car is up to temperature as well, so I would be expecting hot air out. I'm not getting that, I'm getting nice cool air. There you go. And you can hear blend door's actually working now. Well, I mean, it was working before, but now the dial is able to operate it. So when it's this lower tone, that's where it's just pulling in the hot air, and that's when it's like halfway, and now it's shut the hot air off. I'm going to call that a success. I'm happy with that, and this one does direct the air where it's going to go, but obviously can't really show you that on camera. You can't really see air, you can only see its effects. Good, we are ready for summer motoring. Another job off the list on this little van. There's a few of them. There's some bigger ones like the paint, which I'm not going to do. The wiring in the back to get the ramp working, which I do want to do. And the windscreen, of course, which eventually I will get done. But at the moment, it's not getting any worse. It's keeping the weather out. I'm fine with it. It went through an MOT. It can't be that bad. Yeah, I will see you in the next video, I guess, which will be Tuesday at 3 PM. don't forget, we have crafts one week and car stuff the next. We've got several project cars at the moment on the channel, and time has no meaning here. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Cały cienki kosz ustany. No.